specifically had a large PO with a retailer come in, and we needed to finance it, and we were like, we don't want to, like, this is a huge opportunity for the brand, we want to like make this work, but we needed the financing. We're not VC backed, so I think Kick Further really just seemed like the best solution for us.
So today we have Natalie, co-founder of Bala, with us. Hi, Natalie. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you? Great to be
I'm
here.
good. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and Bala?
Awesome. So let's see. We started. My husband and I are co-founders. We started Bala about 4 years ago, and we really started it as a side project. We were in advertising, and we went on this like kind of a sabbatical for 8 months. And it was on that trip that we weren't working, we were just traveling, and we had this like interesting insight while working out about why don't we redesign wrist and ankle weights. So it really started as a one product brand, but we got back to the US, and we really started prototyping and treating it really as a side project. We got jobs in advertising again and bootstrapped the business. And I think what we realized when we launched is that there was like a complete white space in the industry. Like, everybody was maybe focused on the tech side of fitness, but nobody was like looking at every product you've ever interacted with, like at the gym, like a yoga mat, a dumbbell, and like, is it as functional as it can be? And is it as aesthetic as it could be? So we kind of felt like no one was really redesigning products that people use every single day, both in and outside of the gym. So that was like kind of the journey we set on. And then we went on Shark Tank. And yeah, flash forward 4 years, here we are.
So as a female entrepreneur, what challenges would you say you have faced in growing a business?
I think definitely the financing piece of the business is challenging. You're constantly dealing with the question, do I raise money? Do I need money? Are there other ways to fund inventory, for example? And it's just like growing a business, a retail business is cash intensive. So I think the financing portion is definitely a struggle. I think also one of the early things, and I think this is a question that we always get from like new entrepreneurs, is like product development. Like, that's really hard. It took us like 1.5 years to develop our yoga mat, and yoga mats exist in this world. So you can just imagine what that means for a product that nothing before we launched the bangles, like there was nothing really to compare the Bala bangles to, because they are so different than like the normal like sandbag wrist and ankle weights. So I think just like product development is like very challenging. I don't know if that's specific to being a female, but that's definitely
totally. So speaking of funding, obviously you've worked with Kick Further for inventory funding. What made you want to work with Kick Further?
Well, to be honest, inventory, it's very interesting. The more successful the brand gets, the more cash intensive, because especially like us, we have a heavy component. So we are in a lot of wholesalers. And so, you're buying the inventory and you're not actually getting paid, because, let's say our product development or our timeline for ordering is like 5 months by the time it gets to us. So you're out the cash, and then you ship it to the retailer, and then they're net 30 or net 60 or net 90. So all of a sudden you're out cash for like 5 to 8 months. And that really hurts the business, because if you had that cash, you could be running the business. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what really drew us to Kick Further. We specifically had a large PO with a retailer come in, and we needed to finance it. And we were like, we don't want to, like, this is a huge opportunity for the brand. We want to like make this work, but we needed the financing. We're not VC backed. So I think Kick Further really just seemed like the best solution for us.
Yeah. And what would you say is like the best part of Kick Further? Like your favorite part about funding with Kick Further?
I think it's great that there's like backers in on it. So like people kind of following the journey, I think is cool. I think it was a very easy and quick process for us too, which is always helpful. Because usually when these things happen, it's like, you kind of need the money now, so I think that was really helpful.
Awesome. So, what is one piece of advice that you would give to a female entrepreneur who's just starting out?
I would definitely say a few things. I would say it's, it's definitely the whole thing is like a wild roller coaster journey, and there's a lot of highs, there's a lot of lows. So I think um and for us, like on it, it's like daily, there's a high or a low, and you're
Yeah.
always dealing with problems. So I would say like try to enjoy that journey, because I think even when I look back on like, it seems like some of the really amazing best days were when we were like four people packing up our Shark Tank orders and like filling the UPS truck, like, and eating pizza at like midnight, trying to get these orders out, like fulfilling ourselves. Not even like the days where it's like more glamorous. So I think really like try to enjoy that and just also just like set your expectations that it kind of is a game of dodgeball where every day you're just dealing with problems. Like you just, there isn't a day that isn't problems. 'Cause I think that's what being an entrepreneur is
Yeah.
really just like problem solving and knowing how to problem solve and try to make the best decision out of each outcome. Yeah.
Yeah. Finally, where can we find Bala?
So shopbala.com, and we are having like our holiday sale right now. I believe it's 20% off. And so shopbala.com, or on Instagram, just Bala, Bala.
Mhm. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Natalie.